Hello, welcome to another episode of Tajes Therapeutic Talks. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. And today will be a little different. I will not be interviewing you. You'll be like interviewing me today.
Hmm.
So it's a different type of episode today.
Right.
Mhm.
Usually therapists are the ones just listening. So today I wanted to get her to talk a little bit. One is that we've been working on public speaking, and I think you're doing pretty good. How do you feel about that?
I definitely feel like I've gotten better.
Right.
Like with the podcast, I feel when I sit back and watch the episode, I'm like, okay, I don't sound too bad. I sound pretty good
Right.
compared to before. I used to think I sounded like crazy. But now, once I sit back and watch the episodes, I'm like, okay, I
Right.
sound like I know what I'm talking about, or I sound good. And even with my new job, I have to talk in front of crowds all the time.
Right.
So that's pushing me outside of my comfort zone. And I feel like I'm getting better. It was something I was afraid of, but I'm realizing I have to do it
Right.
in my field and what I do.
Right. What's interesting is that I find that I can't watch myself and I can't listen to myself speak
Hmm.
after I talk, but I do like what I hear when I do sit down and listen to it.
Hmm.
Um, Today I wanted to just talk to you and
Hmm.
everyone always asks me questions about you.
I feel like everything
Mm-hmm.
you've done influence who I've become. Like
Right.
I've had parents that I feel naturally parents they mold and shape you into the person you are today. They
Right.
teach you certain values, they teach you certain lessons. So I feel like you have a lot of influence of
Mm-hmm.
who I am and how I present myself.
But we're total opposites.
Yeah, you're you, I'm me.
Mm-hmm.
Um and you know what? We have our own personalities.
Right.
And I'm sure like you had to learn how to parent me a certain way
Right.
because I'm not you.
Right.
I'm Kyana. And
Right.
how did you learn how to
Well, I always tell
parent
people
A
you're
Kyana?
a better version of me. So I feel like when I was raising you,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure that I kind of didn't anything I didn't like about myself. I made sure I really didn't want that to be put on you.
Okay.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to explain it, but
Mm-hmm.
I try to. One thing that I love about us is I wanted to have open communication all the
Mm-hmm.
time, and I wanted to make sure that you can talk to me about anything. Did you feel
Mm-hmm.
that growing up?
When I became like a teenager, like high school, I felt like I could talk to you.
Right.
Growing up, like
Mm-hmm.
I did, like when I became a teenager, I felt like I can come to you and talk to you about certain things.
Right.
One thing that stands out that you said to me when I was a teenager, you were like, if you can't talk about it, you shouldn't be doing it. So I know that was like something that always stuck in my head
Right.
that, you know,
Yeah, I felt
like,
like that was important. I felt
mm-hmm.
like if you didn't feel comfortable coming to me about
Mm-hmm.
something, whether it was boys, sex, drugs, anything, then you shouldn't do it because I'm open to wanting to know everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I also tried to be the parent where I felt like I brought your friends around that you could be comfortable in your home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a way for me to realize who you were with. I got to know what type of friends you had.
Mm-hmm.
And I always saw you, believe it or not, as quiet as you were always a leader. And I love that about you.
Mm-hmm.
You take charge,
Mm-hmm.
you're a planner, and you always had good relationships with your friends, and that showed me that I could trust you,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that you would make good decisions.
Yeah.
So
And all my friends loved you growing up. Like my house was always the house that everyone came to growing up.
yeah.
So that I think that speaks volumes because I wasn't going over everybody's house, but
Right.
everybody came over
Right.
our house.
And I like
Mhm.
that. I like that you felt comfortable enough to do that.
Mhm.
So are you ready to get interviewed?
Okay.
Okay. Can you please introduce yourself? Who are you?
I am Kyana Hall-Toney, aka Dr. Kyana Hall-Toney,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
What
what
am I
about
supposed to say? What you want to know? I don't know.
who are
It's
you?
weird talking about myself.
I
What?
know, like
Okay.
that's why we're having this
Okay.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird talking about yourself because you listen to people talk about themselves in hour-long sessions and you
Mm-hmm.
listen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard for you to talk about yourself. Why is that?
Um, why is it hard for me to talk about myself?
Right.
I feel like me, and I've had this conversation recently with my partner. I feel like me naturally, if I want to get to know someone,
Mhm.
I'll ask questions. I'll ask questions to get to know you for you to elaborate on certain things.
Mhm.
So I feel like I have conversations with people. If they ask me a question, I'll answer it. But for some reason, I don't feel like I voluntarily just give information.
Right.
So,
And that's
mhm,
interesting because I felt like I through you growing up, I always had to pull the information out of you.
mhm.
And
And that's still me.
that's
Yeah.
still you.
Mhm.
I know even when you were doing your defense,
Mhm.
I had to remind them. I was like, the information is in there. You just have to know how to pull it out. And
Mhm.
once you open up that door, yes, it's like a garden. You have so much to offer, but you don't give unless it's necessary.
Mm.
Is that
Yeah.
part of being a therapist?
I don't know, but you said I've been like that since I was younger, right?
Oh, yes.
Like
It's
if you don't ask me, I don't tell you.
growing up, she
I
had
never lied, but
yeah,
I won't say nothing.
she can't lie. So that was a great thing. But you had this thing where growing up, she wouldn't tell a lie, but she would freeze. So she would, if I ask you a question and you did not, if she does not want to answer a question, she will not answer a question. Even if I'm threatening her life, she will not answer the question. I kind of respect it now because you never lied, but you never gave up information. You never told anyone, and you would never tell on your friends. You would never tell anyone's information. You're very private. You're a secret keeper.
Mhm.
And I think that's why you have long lasting friendships
Mhm.
because people feel safe talking to you and knowing that that information stays right where it was left.
Mhm.
So that's a good personality.
And I think that ties into me being a therapist. I think that even made me more like hyper secretive about what people tell me because I can't, if somebody tells me something that stays there, it can't go anywhere. So I guess it naturally just flowed into me becoming a therapist.
At what age did you decide you wanted to be a therapist? Do you remember?
Um, I think like I was into psychology in
Mm-hmm.
high school. I remember I took a psychology class and I was like, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, I just followed that psychology route. And then the more I was in the field and the more I was in school, I was like, okay, I found the direction I wanted to go in. Like, I didn't want to be a psychiatrist. They
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to medication. I don't want to be responsible for giving people medications. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be a psychologist because they diagnose and I didn't want to misdiagnose. And then when I found out they have a route where you focus on relationships, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, that's what I want to do. Like I want to talk to people, help them with relationships. And I kind of found my route throughout school. Like I
Okay.
think when I was getting my bachelor's, um, I I started when I went to Hampton that first year. I remember they were working on doing like a 5-year master's program. Like you know how
Right.
business they do an MBA where you could
Yeah.
get your business and master. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, but you could get it in 5 years. And then Hampton had a program where it was based around like black families in
Mm-hmm.
therapy, and it was like becoming a therapist for that within the 5 years, and then you get your master's and become a therapist. So that kind of sparked my interest. But when I came back home, I think I kind of stuck to that once I came back home, even though I wasn't getting it there.
Mm-hmm.
I got the bachelor's, and then I found a program where it focused on the relational piece and the couples and family therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Did I answer your question or did I ramble? I don't
I
know
think
what
you
question
answered
you
my
asked
question.
me.
I'm just shocked you're talking. I'm just loving that you're talking.
Okay,
So
this is
yes,
what
you
you
answered your
wanted.
question. You
Okay.
said you know you decided you wanted to become a therapist,
Mhm.
basically in high school. following psychology,
Mhm.
and then you found exactly what you wanted to do when you got to college. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Mhm.
And what is something that you would say to your 13-year-old self? Like at this point in your life, you found out in high school that you wanted to be a therapist, but at 13, that's
Mhm.
an age where you're in junior high school and you're finding out who you are as a person. What would you
Mhm.
say to yourself now? Are you proud of yourself?
I'm very proud of myself and who I became.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would say just stay focused on what you want for yourself and do what you have to do to
Mm-hmm.
get to where you want to be. I would also tell myself, stop being shy. Like, just, like, what are you afraid of? Like, just go after, say what you want. Like, I don't know why I was so shy growing up. Even though I had friends, I was confident. I just did not like speaking in front of people or approaching people. Like, I wish I was like wasn't so shy.
Right.
So I would tell my 13-year-old self, like, stop being shy. Just do what you want to,
And
like.
that flows into my next question.
Mhm.
What are your strengths and your weaknesses? And that was one of your
Mhm.
weaknesses. You were very shy,
Mhm.
and it was very hard for you to speak in front of people.
Mhm.
But behind closed doors with people you're comfortable with,
Mhm.
you're not shy at all.
Mm-mm. And that's one thing about me. Like, if when I'm around people I like being around, I open up. But when I don't know you, I'm like, I'm
Very
reserved
reserved.
and observing. Like, I always say, like, the first time I meet somebody, I could tell if they're gonna be my friend or not, or if I'm gonna like them or not.
From one meeting?
The first time I meet them, I feel like I'm an observer naturally. So,
Right.
like, I just see how they talk to other people, how they talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
how they treat other people. And then from there, I'll like, mm, I kind of like how that person, how their vibe is. Like, I want to get to know them.
Okay.
Or, like, I'll see someone and be like, I don't
All
get
right. So
off that
what are
person.
some of your strengths? Like,
Oh, my strengths. Okay.
okay.
What are my strengths? I feel like I'm a good listener.
Okay.
Um,
The less
I'm
you
a
talk,
good
the better.
listener.
Okay.
Um, I am. I feel like when I want something, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm determined. Like, if I want to get something done, I'll get it done. I'll do what I have to do to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always been like, I don't have to be the very best or number one. I just have to get it done to get to where I want to be. So that's something I'm determined
Mm-hmm.
to get to what I want.
You always say that I don't have to be the best, but okay, you're not talking about yourself. I'm your mom, so you got all A's in school.
Mhm.
You were on the dean's list. You were so
Mhm.
what if that's not
Uh,
being the best? What is like
I you know what? I never put that pressure on myself.
it
I
just
feel like I just know I couldn't bring home a C. Growing
why
up, I couldn't bring home a C.
why
I don't think I should say it on camera,
you can
but
no you can
I
say
couldn't
it.
bring
Why couldn't
home.
you bring home a C? What was my I had a motto. C means you didn't care. B meant you could do better. And A means you did some work. I kept it simple. So if I always said to you growing up, if as a parent, the how we know that you're doing what you're supposed to do is by the grades that you bring home, right?
Mhm.
Because that's your job. You didn't have to pay bills. You didn't have to. You just had to go to school. And I'm not saying just, but you had to go to school. You were supposed to bring home the grades. Is how we know. That's like getting your paycheck,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So if you're not getting the grades, that means you're not doing any work. So you should be, there's a problem. And that's when I would check on you. So I told you if you stayed being better, I didn't bother you.
Mhm.
Right. So that was my system. C means you're not caring right now. And B meant you could do a little bit better.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed that you brought home the A's, but that was setting the tone and the discipline, like about reading
Mhm.
and making sure that I told you later on, if you read now, reading in college would be better.
Mhm.
So, but you went through, you graduated, what is it? with the 3.78 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to be the best, but you stayed at that level
Mm-hmm.
without an effort. How did you do that?
I did what I had to do. Like I knew I had to get the work done, so I would get the work done.
Right.
I knew there was a due date. I would get things done by the due date. So
Right.
I knew what I had to do to reach my goal, and that's what I did.
Right. So these
Mm-hmm.
questions that you're answering are the questions that I get as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
because now being a parent, a
Mm-hmm.
reflection of your parenting is sometimes how your child turns out. And it's not about just the success that you have, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the discipline that goes behind parenting,
Mm-hmm.
and the work that we have to provide, and the things that we had to do to make sure that you had what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I tell people. It's a full-time job for both of us. You had to do your part,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't do what you did, but I just tried to be supportive of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best advice I could give. Like if anyone asks me a question, I'm like, it's just knowing I could support you in any way to help you that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is interesting. I think this is the most I've ever talked to you in years. So, do you feel like people ever check on you that you're a therapist?
Um, I do feel like people check on me.
Oh, you do?
Like I feel like daddy checks on me. Like,
Yeah,
every single day. How you doing? How was your day?
that
The
guy.
same questions. But
Yeah,
he checks on me.
right.
And
People.
I don't elaborate, but he'll check in with me, or, a person I'm with will check on me.
Hmm.
Um you check on me. I feel like if you feel like my energy's off, you'll check on me.
Right.
Mhm.
Daddy is interesting because you have similar personalities,
Mhm.
where he doesn't give up as much information. Like you guys know exactly how I'm feeling. When I'm feeling it,
Mhm.
I talk about it, but I have to kind of pull it out of you. But you
Mhm.
guys have a great understanding. Like a lot of people don't realize, as close as we are,
Mhm.
she's closer to her dad. I think so. I feel like that you guys have this
I feel like you
special.
want me to give you an answer, and
No,
I said,
you're not
like,
giving me an answer. I'm giving you my opinion.
mhm.
I feel like you guys are closer than, in a way that I've never seen. I guess because I didn't really have that. So I
Mhm.
admire it. I admire your relationship, and I admire how he checks on you.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a gift. But he does that to me as well.
Mhm.
He's just a good person.
Mhm.
Um, but a lot of people, I was wondering, because you're a therapist, does anyone ask you questions and make sure that you're okay? Who's your go-to when you feel like you need to talk to somebody?
Mm. My go-to, as I would say, is you or daddy.
Oh,
I
okay.
go to you and daddy. Um, I will go to. I have one really good friend, and I would say, like, my friend Clarissa has become my go-to person. Like when I'm going through anything, like business wise, personally, I like going to Clarissa
She
because she
is
gives
amazing.
good advice. Like I
Yeah.
go to her and she gives great advice. So
Mm-hmm.
she has become one of my go-to people.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm going through something, I like going to her
Mm.
because I know I'll get good sound advice. And you and daddy.
I just had Clarissa's reaction to what you just said in my head. I can't wait till she
I
sees
know
that.
she's really happy, and I'm not just saying that, but
Right.
like she has really become one of my go-to people.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And I would say like Essence is
Mm.
the friend I call like if I need somebody to go somewhere and do something with me, or like
Mm-hmm.
I remember Essence showed up to like with one of my exes. Like Essence is that ride or die friend that will come and
Right.
you know
Handle
be there
business.
and
Yeah.
handle business with me.
Right.
Um, yeah, but I would say like those are like my go-to people, or the people that if I need to talk to someone, you, daddy,
Mm-hmm.
or closer. Some godmommy too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to go see her the other day just to check in with her, and like I love talking to godmommy.
Right, right. She loves you.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
gosh.
lady. That's one person
Woo!
I know she loves me.
Yeah, she does
Yeah.
love you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Who are your go-to people?
your godmother,
Yeah.
my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom actually, we talk every night on my way home from work,
Mm-hmm.
and grandma's just funny. Like she can't handle she can handle seriousness, but I feel like when I tell her things,
Mm-hmm.
I get a little nervous that she's nervous, and like she'll say, like when I'm going through something, she's like, "No, you're my strongest child," and I'm like, "But I'm still human, and I still have
Yeah.
to go through it." And
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy is my quiet storm.
Mm-hmm.
I can be with him, and I can be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees my highs and my lows, and he still loves me. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how he still loves me, but I give him, he needs an award, a medal, because he sees the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets me have my good and my bad. And he lets me have my bad days. And he's okay with that. If I don't feel like cooking, we can have peanut butter and jelly, and he's fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And his expectations of me are whatever my expectations of myself are. He just lets me be me. And I think that makes me comfortable, and it makes me feel good about just everyday living. So
That's good.
how do you handle stress?
How do I handle stress? I feel like when it first happens, I feel like I go in. Okay, I think when a stressful situation comes, I'll get upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
I might vent about it. I might cry about it for a 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
But then, okay, what do I need to do to get out of it? How do I get out of this stressful moment?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I let myself feel my emotions. I'll vent about it, say how I feel. And then, okay, like, what are the steps to get out of this stress? So I feel like that's how I handle it. Or like, I need to find a way to decompress, take a drive, listen to music, take a shower. Like, I feel like that's how I handle my stress.
That's true, because remember when I hit your car and I was scared? I was hiding in the basement. And you just got in the car and you left. I just realized that you took a ride. I guess maybe you wanted to see how bad the car was. And then I remember you coming back in the house. You're like, "Where's mommy?" And I'm like, hiding in the basement. I was scared of you because I felt so bad. But I like the way you handled it. You didn't make me feel bad because it was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. And you weren't angry with me, and you knew that I was going to take care of it. But I felt so bad, and you didn't even yell at me. You just took a drive and you came back. And I was scared. Daddy was like, "What are you going to do?" I was like, "I'm just going to wait to see what her reaction is." And that is at this stage in our life, that's just showing you that I respect you as a woman, and I respect you that you can come to me, as a person. Sometimes you don't have to, you can say, "I'm not your mother at the moment," and we can have that conversation.
How do you handle stress?
This is supposed to be your interview, but how I handle stress, if for me, I do breathing exercises. I've learned,
I do that.
You do that?
If I cry, or if I'm really mad, I'll breathe it out until I feel better. Right. So that helps.
Yeah, I learned to count a little bit. One thing I've learned from just experience is to think before I speak. So if I just shut down for a minute, process it, and we just listened to another podcast that we did, where I liked when I said we had a conversation and not an altercation. And people really don't believe that. We really don't argue, and we really don't have, because we know how to wait till the right time to speak to each other. Not every moment that you're ready for a conversation, I might be ready for it. And it's good that we wait till we're ready to speak and have conversations. Um, we're almost done. How you feeling so far talking about yourself?
It's not bad.
It's not bad,
No,
right?
no.
Um, how long have you been practicing therapy now?
I would say since um 20, since about 2015,
Mm-hmm.
like 2015, I started the master's program,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I would actually start seeing clients and doing the clinical work. So I would say like 9 years now.
Now you so
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
And
2025. That would be like 10 years since I did the master's program. And the master's program, um, it was all clinical, so I was already seeing clients,
mm-hmm.
and they watched the videos and we would talk about it. But I started in 2015.
Right. And
Mhm.
now that you've done, that's almost 10 years that you've
Mhm.
been practicing. Do you feel like you still have a long way to go and you have a lot more to learn, or you feel like you're comfortable in your style now and you're ready? Because you started your own practice, and
Mhm.
we talk about therapeutic talks, and we're building the business
Mhm.
slowly, and it's coming up into your own style. Do you feel like you want to change anything right now, or you feel like,
I felt like I do have my style, and at the same time, I do want to learn more. Like, I feel like there's a lot of different things going on in the world. There's a lot of different, like, m- interventions that come out, or modalities, or like, so I do want to learn more.
mm-hmm.
So that's why I need to start scheduling CEUs to keep my license. But I do definitely want to learn more.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like in this field, you always have to learn, because you're going to deal with different people.
Mm-hmm.
Different people are going to come in dealing with different situations, and
Mm-hmm.
certain styles might not work for this person. So if I keep learning, then I'll be like, okay, this might work for this or apply for this person. So I still always learning. I've been learning for a long time.
Right. I know the other
This is the
day we were
first time I'm
talking.
not learning.
You're not learning. I know it was a long time
Mhm.
that you were in school, and
Mhm.
you know when you felt like you finished school, you needed a mental break.
Mhm.
How important are mental breaks?
Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I finished school, I realized I was in school nonstop since I was 5 years old, kindergarten. I never took a break
Three.
from from three. So I never took a break from school. I went straight from high school to getting my bachelor's, to getting my master's, to getting my doctorate. I never took a break. So, and I always, from high school, I was working. So
Right.
I always was school and work, school and work. And then, like, I never took a break from school. I would have my summer breaks, but then I was working still or doing internship. So I just wanted a minute to just
Decompress.
decompress after all that work.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it was very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't stop working completely, but seeing clients here and there on my own from home, it was a nice little break where I wasn't working full time or like
Mm-hmm.
in school. So I needed that
Right.
mental break.
Mm-hmm. Do you recommend that people take mental breaks on the? And what's a good way to take a mental break? What's something you should do?
Um, I like to go on vacation. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to plan, and it's not just going on the vacation, it's like you got to plan for it. So it's something to look forward to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, I'm doing all this work, but then I have a time where I could just relax and I don't have to worry about work. So I think it's good to plan a vacation once in a while and have something to look forward to. And then when you're on vacation, just enjoy your vacation, be present, don't worry about work. So I look forward to that.
Right.
And other mental breaks are, like, if you can't do a vacation all the time, like my weekends, like my time for myself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see work emails. I don't want to hear about work. I don't want anyone calling me
Mm-hmm.
from work. So I try to
Balance it.
leave work at work and enjoy my personal time.
Right. That was one of my questions. How do you separate your work and your personal life?
Mhm.
Um, how much time do you give to, we know that most people work 40 hours a week.
Mhm.
And then your personal life, how do
Mhm.
you, that's what you do. You just shut it off on the weekends, or
Mhm.
make sure that you take time where you're not thinking about work, you're not
Mhm.
checking your emails, you're not checking, because
Mhm.
that's constant. Feel like that's
Mhm.
always happening. So
Mhm.
it's important to just step away from it for a minute,
Yeah. Yeah. So
right?
I definitely try to
And
do that.
most people think that when you try to plan a vacation, you have to spend a lot of money. We're actually going away next week, and
Mhm.
we're going to DC.
Mhm.
We're gonna do we're gonna go to the White House.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to the African American Museum. Very, we can drive there. We're
Mhm.
taking 4 days. We're
Mhm.
gonna eat. We're gonna have a good time. It's just to step away.
Mhm.
You don't always have to spend a lot of money to take a vacation. Sometimes you could do a staycation at home
Mhm.
and just shut the door, lock the house down, and watch movies and pretend you're away in your
Mhm.
own home. A lot of people think that you can't just get, you have to be somewhere far away to get away,
Mhm.
but it's nice if you can afford it.
Mhm.
But still, you can take your mental breaks right in your own home, or just take a long weekend somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's important, to step away.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that we answered all the questions that I wanted to answer today about you. I almost got into work, and I
Mhm.
realized today I wanted it to be about you and
Mhm.
who you are and how you operate.
Mhm.
And I think you did pretty good with that. You know, people that don't know you real have to realize they have to, pull the information out of you, but you're not giving up too much. So that's how
Mhm.
we sum you up. Is that a
Yeah.
good summary?
Yeah. I guess so. Should I be more open? You think I should be more
That's
open?
up to you. I
Mhm.
mean, in the world of the way we live, I think, do we give too much?
Mhm.
Do we leave, how much do you want to remain private?
Mhm.
I think that's a good thing. Talking here is a platform
Mhm.
where people are getting to know us. We use season 1 just
Mhm.
to get to know us, and then next season we'll start bringing on other people,
Mhm.
and talk more about them and life situations. But I think in general, I wanted us to do this interviewing process for both of us so people get
Mhm.
to see who we are.
Yeah.
We're just average people who work on our goals and try to work daily on becoming better each day.
Mhm.
And that's basically what we're doing. And we're trying to, get to the next step. And what is that? What is your next step? Now that you've done all these things, you finished school,
Mhm.
you started your practice, you just started a new job.
Mhm.
What's your next step?
So my next step right now is getting to the money, and working full time, and then stepping into a different, in my field, but a different environment. So as I said, this was going to be like my money year to get my finances right. And my next step is, building my relationships, and, you know,
Right,
focusing on personal life.
right,
So those are my next steps.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting that you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that. Last night I went to the Gospel Fest,
Mm-hmm.
and my niece, she won the female category,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been one of her goals. And we were talking, you came up in conversation because congratulations to Sade.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things she was saying, she's trying to get there, and I said I had to remind her. I was like, it took Kyana 10 years
Mm-hmm.
to get to that one step,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be consistent and you have to work hard.
Yeah.
But one of the things that the pastor talked about that we just talked about today is, and it's been on my heart the whole time, is when you're reaching goals and you're trying to get to that next level, sometimes you have to leave people behind.
Mm.
Do you feel like you ever had to leave anyone behind?
In some situations.
Right. He
Mm-hmm.
talked about letting go of bad relationships and relationships that are not good for
Mm-hmm.
you. And I thought that hit a spot. It hit a spot with me
Mm-hmm.
because one thing I realize is that not everybody is moving at your pace,
Mm-hmm.
and they can slow you down,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone understands your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that, this today you take away that when you're on your journey, stay true to who you are. You stay true to who you are. I'm glad that I got some information out of you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad that you answered my questions
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't shut down. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I do believe that's true that I think I feel like I think you told me this one time, like you don't have to end on like bad terms with people.
Exactly.
You just let things,
Right. Yeah,
fall
because
however they fall,
right.
still be you, but let things fall. And I realized that I was talking to Godmommy the other day.
Hmm.
She was asking me about all my different friends that I've had over the years.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I don't have as much friends as I used to have. But there's no bad blood. And I
Right.
feel like I'm realizing where I am in life. A lot of people are in different phases in their life. Some of my friends are
Right.
getting married. Some of my friends are having kids. Some of my friends are focused on their careers. So people are at different stages in their life, and maybe some friendships will come back around
Right.
when we're at different phases. And I know when I moved to Florida, like I
Hmm.
went away from all my friends, but I had friends that came to visit me and we were able to maintain our relationships.
Right.
And then, some people, that's when you're away alone by yourself, you see who really shows up for you and there for you. And yeah, but I think that's true. Sometimes people are just in different stages in their lives, and
Hmm.
where you're trying to go, they're not really trying to go that way. So I could see that
Yeah, I
what the
believe
pastor
people.
said made
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I believe
Mhm.
people are in your life for a reason and a season,
Mhm.
and it's okay. Like you said, it never has to end on bad terms. It's
Mhm.
just that you were here for this time, and that if you don't come with me, it's okay. At
Mhm.
least we had that time together.
Yeah.
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 So okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
Mm,
You talked out for today. That's
yeah.
a lot.
Talked a lot.
Okay.
It made my brain work today.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. But thank you for interviewing me.
You're welcome.
It was a nice experience. I
It
felt
was
like you pulled a lot out of me today.
right.
And
Right.
that's what was your goal.
My goal is to always pull it out of you.
Okay.
And I mean, because what I see,
Mhm.
I know you don't see. And I've told you that since you were a little girl.
Mhm.
You have a light, and you just got to let it shine. And
Mhm.
if you would keep that light on, you can change the world. And I
Mhm.
believe that, one client at a time. And you are doing that.
Mhm.
And it's interesting to see that you grew into what I thought you would be, but you went past my expectations. And I think that if you just see, like, look in the mirror sometimes, and see who you are and be who you are
Mhm.
without being shy, you're unstoppable.
Mhm. Yeah. So I'm working on it.
Okay, good. Work on
Working
it.
on it. This
Yeah.
is step one.
Step one.
Mhm.
Okay. And now that we're talking like this, I think it helps you realize that people are watching and people are
Mhm.
seeing what we're doing.
Mhm.
So you're speaking, you're doing your public speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yes.
Okay.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for another episode of Tajes Therapeutic Talks. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you in another episode.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.